Welcome, welcome, welcome back to our show, to our small little podcast. um, as always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Bio. Bio, how are you doing today?
Oh, just dandy. How about you?
Tired. But you know what? We're pushing through. We're pushing through. So, but yes, just dandy. In other words. um. So, what did you think of this
Okay,
past week?
hold on. Before
Hold.
we even get into that, I gotta go on a bit of a frickin' rant.
Ooh. Okay.
All
Rent
right,
away.
let's see. First off,
Uh-huh.
as it's probably been known, um, league play has been delayed. What a shocker. Um, I'd rather have it get delayed. Don't get me wrong. Than come out busted as shit. But my rant is mainly on the fact that let me just double check. Okay, so you can no longer select combat pacing in hardcore on Vanguard.
Okay.
That is why I've been playing core because I'm sorry, I hate blitz pacing on these maps that are already kind of shitty. And now you're gonna make me go on 12v12s on maps that are already kind of shitty with way too many freaking people on them. No word on if this is getting fixed or what. The only thing that I could find while doing research, and by research I mean Reddit, is that I've heard that it's either a bug and they're investigating, or I've heard that there's not enough of a population in hardcore game modes to justify having combat pacing selector. So they got rid of it and are just doing it in what's it called? All, I guess would be what the designation would be. So yeah, so those of us that enjoy hardcore already getting shot in the foot because I know you've said it before how the maps or not the maps, well yeah, the maps don't need to be 12v12s and 10v10s that we want 6v6s, and now we're having to do 12v12s on what's that um, Oasis is the map I was thinking of. That's one I kept getting thrown into a lot. So that's my little rant for the day. It's kind of annoying. So I've been playing mostly in core the last 2 days. Actually gotten pretty good at it. Um, but I'm also using this time to kind of gear up for ranked play. So hopefully that comes out here soon, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And speaking of League, did you hear that they're testing new maps already?
Yep. The
Heard.
Casablanca is one that might get thrown in. Not 100% sure on that, but that's just something else.
Well, from what I saw in a video I watched last night, if Casablanca goes in, it is going to be more than likely Control
Yep.
or
That's
S&D.
it. I heard control.
Because, and I quote, I forget who it was, but the guy said that he didn't think you could fuck up P1 more than they did in Bocage until Casablanca came out.
Yeah, because he
Because
spawned on
apparently,
P1.
yeah, so I don't know what the hell Sledgehammer's doing here, but somebody either needs to go in there and swing their big dick around and be like, look here, stop fucking up, fix this shit, or we're taking away your fucking shit and you're going to be reduced to a support studio. Because, I mean, this is ridiculous. We're how many months into this game's lifespan, and we're still, like, map design is a big L, and there's still, like, numerous bugs and all that fun shit, so... Anyway, I suppose now that you humored me by letting me go on my little tirade for a bit, we can go into your CDL stuff if you would like, unless you got something you want to touch on.
Actually, I do. Since you didn't touch up on this. For those of you watching, hearing this and stuff, either live or just the replay of it on either Twitch or YouTube, Bio and I, we are hardcore players. If you get my drift. All we do is play hardcore. Why? Because we like the challenge. We don't like to shoot somebody with a full mag and then them just get half damage, and then for us it's like it's the exact opposite. So that's one of the reasons why we play hardcore, is because time to kill is a lot faster. Your reaction time has to be on point. Like, you have to be able to snap on somebody in an instant. So that's why we play hardcore.
Oh, while we're on it, as we're slowly transitioning from bitching about Vanguard and all that shit, why don't we touch base quick on the team skins this year? What do you think?
I'm sorry?
The team skins?
Oh, I don't know if everybody's been able to. I should be able to. I can't. Can I? I don't know if there's a way I can preview all of them, but I think they are pretty badass.
Well, we could probably put like a link or something to the like an article or a tweet or something. I know I saw him come across Twitter by Charlie Intel today, so they are actually, I believe. Let me look here. I thought they were in game, but you can't buy them yet. I don't know. I could have swore I saw it somewhere, but
I'm looking for it right now in the store.
Because they were saying like the character models and everything are in game. They just haven't.
You have to buy the character model.
I think it's gonna be like it was last year, where you just find your team, buy your team, and that's it. I don't think you got to buy that.
That one
run it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the run it back 2022. I don't think we gotta buy that. So, all right, they must not be in here, or it must be like a data mining thing that you got to do on a PC. So,
are you on Modern Warfare or Vanguard?
I'm on Vanguard. I'm looking at this stuff right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's not a Modern Warfare. So, okay, so we got both sides covered, in case if anything pops up. But yeah, they are pretty sick looking. I like them. They are. Kudos to whoever designed it. It's pretty solid. I know I sent the screenshots to Bio when I first saw them, and I was like, hey, check these out. So they do have 11 out of the 12 teams done. And they're talking about adding Boston, possibly, like the day, like right before League drops or something, is what I've heard. But since League was supposed to drop today and it didn't, I don't think they're gonna add Boston to the skins. Oh, it'd be really cool though to see.
If anything, I could see them maybe releasing it later on, because Boston was a bit of a late arrival to the CDL. So maybe like later on in season 2, maybe season 3, they might drop them in. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a big maybe.
I do like the way though that they did it this year, where last year, you know, if you had like an operator that you liked, you couldn't run that operator. You had to run the CDL skins operator. This time here, it looks like all operators are getting the skin. So that is kind of nice. I will give them that. Give credit where credit is due. So
That's what it seems like.
yeah, well, okay, yeah, let's just go. That's what it seems like. They've reversed shit in the past, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're not gonna put our eggs in one basket. We shall wait and see. Um. Uh. Talked about this and that. I want to say. Um. I think that's it as far as anything discussion-wise that we might have to do.
There's probably something that'll come up as we're going, but
Yeah, more than likely. But as of right now, I can't think of anything else. Bio one has a little rant. Um, I can't think of anything. Um, so yeah. Oh, I guess stay tuned. So whenever ranked play drops or league play drops, whatever, um, I'll be streaming that for my ranking system. So we'll see. Other than that, if Bio, you don't have anything else on
we
the...
could touch base on it as we're going. Just because it looks like it is gaining a little bit more steam. The controversy with Celium and the aim assist.
Yeah, they're still talking about it and seeing what they're going to do about it.
You want to give a little bit of a background on that one for our, dedicated listeners?
So if you guys remember week one, it was FaZe. Who was it? It was FaZe and somebody else. I forgot who the team it was.
FaZe Legion.
Was it FaZe Legion?
Yeah, it was FaZe Legion. They played the clip last night. From what I understand, is the bug. It's a bug, more or less, but it's more often than not easier to do on Desert Siege. But I believe you could do it on all the other maps to varying degrees, but Desert Siege is the one that's constantly being brought up and is the one that's being shown the most.
It's the most prominent, yeah.
Yep.
So essentially what he did was used aim assist through the train on Desert Siege on, I want to say, A site, A bomb, which is the left side of...
Train
on
side.
trains. On train side, yeah. He was aiming to, through a coach car and, like, he was ADSing back and forth, left and right, to see if he would catch a little bit of stick drift. And from there, it's been going on that, that's not ethical to do or whatever, or...
Well, what ended up happening was, didn't he radio to one of his teammates to lob nades back there, and they ended up getting a kill based off of that information?
Yeah. Once he found out that there was actually somebody there planting the bomb, they he radioed. He didn't radio, but he was like in TeamSpeak. He was saying to nade the bomb because somebody was there. So then they got the kill like that, which is still shady in itself. And I don't like. I mean, I have my I guess code of conduct of how I play the game,
Well,
even though I am just a casual player.
Well, see, the problem that the big problem that I'm seeing with it is I don't think this is something that can be enforced. It's something that's going to have to be patched, or they're just going to have to turn off aim assist. I don't even know if you can do that. But
You can.
they're going to have to turn off aim assist. I'm sorry, but how can you enforce this?
I would
Somebody goes and does it on accident. You get a game loss. That doesn't seem fair. But you
Yeah,
sit there and do it on purpose, you get a game loss. I'd be like, well, that's well deserved.
yeah. See, but like it's, and that's what they're in the discussions of is that particular thing. You know, it's a hit or miss type of deal. So,
I'm honestly
um,
wondering if the whole reason for this bug is because of these stupid destructible walls and environments. That something to do with those is why aim assist is now going through objects that it's not supposed to.
that I don't have an answer to.
Well, no, that's just speculation. So, but anyway, we could go. I'm ready to move on when you are. I just want to touch base on that because that is something that I've read about it like 2 weeks ago, I think, or something like that. And a YouTube channel that I follow, they touched base on it again that I watched last night. So I thought it would be worth mentioning while we are doing our little podcast here. So.
All right. Well, with all that said, let's commence our little tradition here. Well, okay. Well, first of all, I must say, this week was a short week. Sunday we only had two games, and the rest were normal standard. Um, so it was Super Bowl weekend for us here in the States. If you guys are outside of the States, if not, then you guys know what happened.
Two things.
Yeah, Rams. Yeah, go ahead.
Shut the fuck up. I was going for the Bengals.
Ugh.
Two things. I did not catch any of the games on Sunday
Okay.
because I was at my brother-in-law's doing a Super Bowl party. And then I had some personal stuff going on, and I wasn't able to watch them after the fact. So I will talk kind of. I will kind of talk about it, but it's probably gonna fall on. Have you seen him, Vic?
I honestly I completely forgot about Sunday.
Okay,
I
well,
also
we can
went to a
just
Super Bowl party, so yeah, it's not. Yeah.
we can just touch base on the score and leave it at that. I don't think we
Yeah,
got to
pretty
deep
much.
dive into those. Also,
Hmm.
that Super Bowl halftime show was fucking lit.
Yeah, it was. Let's not talk about that because your boy got a little gangster and family found out how gangster I was. Kind of regret it now. It's like, dang. Anyway.
Like, dude, I grew up listening to some classic rock like AC/DC, Boston, Def Leppard, and mostly country. And a lot of the songs that were played last night, I even remember from when I was back in high school. So, it was definitely it definitely took me back there.
Oh man. Oof. I'm not. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it.
So, last bit. In my opinion, the weakest performance out of the entire lineup had to have been, I believe, is Kendrick Lamar. Hope I'm saying
Okay.
that right.
Yeah, Kendrick.
I think his setup sucked ass. But everybody else, like, holy shit. I about freaking lost it when 50 showed up. I didn't even know he was going to be there.
Because he wasn't on the lineup. We are
Yeah.
totally deviating from what we're supposed to be doing. But
I know, but goddamn, dude, that Super Bowl
it
halftime
was-
show. Oh,
it was lit. It was lit. I'm not gonna lie. It was lit. Yeah, I think that's how it should have been from like the get go. But I'm just
I said it when I was over at my brother-in-law's. I was like, this is the best halftime show that they've had easily since the whole Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction.
even before that, like.
Now they had some good ones before that, but in the last 15 years, easily the best Super Bowl halftime show in the last 15.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
So, here's hoping that here's hoping that they learn from this, and next year's is equally as good, and we don't
If
go and
not,
take a
well,
step
you can
back,
get
and then you
better.
have like fucking ABBA on there.
Wow.
Swear to God. Hey, I swear to God, I freaking hear. I forget what the name of the damn song is that they're famous for. They're probably famous
Dancing
for quite.
Queen.
There we go. I swear to God, I see them on there singing that song. I'm out. I'm checking out. I'm done. I don't care if my Steelers are in it or not. I'm out.
He says that now, but what he's really going to be doing is doing all the dancing choreography in the background while nobody looks
Oh,
at him.
you know damn well right. I'm gonna be sitting there shaking my ass.
You know it, because I'll be doing the same thing too. So anyway, I ain't ashamed. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. Bring it all back together. Sunday was phenomenal. Let's just put it that way.
I figured we could go on that little detour, see how we're not going to really be talking about the Sunday matches, except for the scores and how we weren't surprised by the turnouts. Or surprised.
Oh, actually, I would like to bring something up that we have not talked about.
Okay.
And that is, and this is going back to CDL, and that is Neptune's departure from New York Subliners.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, after last week's show that we did, we were gaming on, was it Modern Warfare? I think so.
Yep.
And we were running a match, and I happened to stumble upon Twitter that he was replaced, or he was getting subbed out and replaced. So.
Yep. From my understanding, it was everything from him not pulling his own weight to not really being a team player, kind of off doing his own thing and leaving the ARs out to dry.
Yeah, I've heard from everything under the sun, so you got two veterans and they got their way of playing. You know, they're trying to be methodical in how they play the game. And granted, you know, when you play some of these matches, you have to be methodical. You gotta be like, okay, I gotta sit here and anchor and do X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. And just let it be. But, you know, things will happen, things will be said, and yada yada yada. So yeah, he was replaced by Royalties.
No, Royal.
Is it Royals or Royalties?
I don't think his name's Royalties. I think it's Royal. Let me look. Oh no, you're right. Royalty.
Royalty, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, for those of you watching my stream, it's the guy on the bottom right there. Mateo Faithful.
Guy on the bottom that has no profile picture.
Just like Clayster, Crim6, and Revan.
The coach?
I don't know why they don't have Bevel.
Look,
yeah.
they can't get these games to run right anyway. Expect them to put fucking pictures in? Come on now.
Hey, they got FaZe has 3 out of the 5 players up there. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but even the best team from last year doesn't even have all their shit up.
LA Thieves is the only one that has all 5 players. Granted, some pictures are old. Octane and Envoy. But yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Actually, on mine, they don't even have Envoy and Octane. Mine's just got Draza, Kenny, and whoever the hell the dude is on the bottom.
Hold on. LA Gorillas has the whole team. Pentagram, he is their new sub. He came from Challengers. He's a substitute.
Yeah, I've got nobody on LA Gorillas. I just got Spart.
Major Maniac is the only missing from Gorillas. Or from Rocker, I'm sorry, not Gorillas. Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting into the weeds here. I think we need to get moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I need to scroll back up and find out where I left off.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
You got our predictions up from last week.
I sure do, sir. I sure do. Alright, so the start of week 2 started off with a banger, I guess, if you want to call it. Or not. It's up to you. Hey. You didn't have faith in Boston, okay?
I voted for Boston.
You did, yes, you did, and so did I, but, like...
I'm sorry, anybody that plays Paris Legion, I wouldn't call that a banger. That's called you got, yourself at least an hour to go and do something like, make yourself something to eat, balance your checkbook, pick any number of damn things because you know how that's going to turn out.
Yes, balance the checkbook is what we're going to go with. For 500, please.
I wish I had 500.
So do I. But, it's nor here nor there. Anyway. Okay, so we both chose Boston over Paris 3-1. Shocker. Got that correct. Your thoughts on this, Bio?
Nah, I got nothing. I mean, it ended exactly like we thought it would. It looks like Paris Legion is true to form. I had hopes for them after, taking phase all the way last week, but alas, I've got really nothing to touch on. If memory serves me right, I think like Cap and all them really stepped it up this week in the SMG department. So, there's that, but I got nothing for it.
Okay. Yeah, myself, I got nothing for it, I'll be honest with you. It's 3-1, nothing really major. Let's see here. What map did Paris win?
Control on WK2.
All right.
Otherwise they got bitch slapped by over 100 points on Hardpoint Berlin. Just under 100 points. Just under 100 points on Bocage. Mm-hmm. And 2-6 on S&D Tuscan. So, at least they got their control game down. Thumbs up, maybe.
Small victories? Question mark? I don't know. We'll figure this out.
Take what you can get.
Pretty much. I mean, beggars can't be choosers at this point. But yeah, it's kind of tough. Yeah, there's not much to say. That's all I got. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right. If you're ready to move on, I'll take the next one here.
All right, go right ahead.
All right, our next game we had Seattle Surge versus Rocker. Went 3-2 Surge. What were the predictions last week?
You had Seattle Surge winning 3-2, while I had Seattle Surge winning 3-1.
Oh, finally. I finally beat you by getting the correct score. I'm happy about that.
On one match. On one match.
Shut up. Do not steal my thunder.
Okay.
Doesn't come along very often. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So this one here, I remember this one here. I was very much paying attention to. Definitely
you wanted to make sure he won. Huh?
No. I was about to say it was the best, if not top 3 best matches of the entire weekend. A lot of back and forth. We got Surge winning Bocage 250-225. And then Rocker comes back, wins S&D Berlin 6-4. Then it swaps back over to Surge this time to shine with a 3-2 win on Tuscan Control. Then goes back to Rocker with a 250-221 win on WK2-WK3 Hardpoint. And then it came down to the frickin' nail biter. S&D Tuscan, 6'5". If memory serves me right, wasn't this one like looked like Surge was going to win it hands down because it wasn't like 5-0, and then Rocker come back to win the next 5 matches.
I think so. I don't remember 100%.
I think that's how that goes. I might be wrong, because per the usual, in order for us to do this podcast, I have to sacrifice my phone for my kids to watch, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and, be quiet. So
not get cop strike.
But no, you're going to get copy striked for me saying the name of the show. You'll just get copyright striked if my kids start singing the hot dog song.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'll get. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I got it down low and off to the side, and they're laying here with their pillows and watching their cartoons. But anyway, back to the CDL here. I don't think you guys are tuning in to listen to us talk about Mickey Mouse here. Definitely, this one was a banger. I loved it, start to finish. I would be happy if every game by every team went like this, but hey, I enjoyed it. What do you think, Vic?
This one was a really good one. I was kind of happy with the rocker and how close they kept it in the first hard point on Bocage. Search and destroy. I figured that's their bread and butter. Control. I think teams are now figuring out how to play control, how to dominate certain positions.
Quick side note. It was touched on in the video I was talking about earlier that I watched when it came to like the aim assist bug and whatnot like that. They also touched on control, and I believe it was Clayster that tweeted out that it's basically glorified TDM at this point.
That's what it is. So yeah, he has a point there. Like, it's... Yeah.
You ain't gonna hear me. Like I said, it was enjoyable to watch, kind of, on Cold War, but on Vanguard, it is like an absolute freaking snooze fest. Very, very rarely do you get, the holy shit, that was like amazing. But anyway, back to you, Vic.
Going back to what I said about the first hard point, in the second one on Kavatu and how they came up and showed up, I think it's Minnesota Rocker has a very high ceiling. Like, individually, these players are capable of so much, and I think in that one hard point they showed what they can do, and they can definitely go the distance, as Ultra found out last year in Major Number 5 with that reverse sweep by the Rocker. Full Sail. They were up 4 games, and Minnesota came back and won 5.
To me personally, Rocker seems like one of those teams where when they get rolling, they're a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm.
But
they were top 3 team last year.
They have a lot of like I don't know. It almost feels like they got like a false start thing where they start off really dominant and then they kind of just like peter out and they're done. So
they got top 3 last year, so.
Well, hey, I'm not trying to shortchange them on that. Good for them. It just seems like I don't know. It just Rocker just doesn't feel right to me. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It just seems like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really dominant or they're just like really dominant. And I don't know. It feels like they're either like really they're getting their cheeks clapped by, pick a team. So
Everybody but Paris.
pick a team that's not Paris Legion. So, I don't know. There's just something about them that I feel like their games are going to be the ones that go to the 3-2s. Whether they win it or it's the other team or whatnot like that. So I definitely enjoy watching them. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch base on that. Just one of those weird things. I can't explain it better than that. I'm sorry, but it's just kind of how I feel on it.
I mean, you're also looking at Minnesota. Not Minnesota. Seattle is a really good team. They've won all 3 of their games so far. They are 3-0. So.
Well, we can touch on the standings after we get done with.
But I mean, it goes back on this as well because they only lost in the last Search and Destroy, which it came down to the wire, which I thought was pretty solid. I enjoyed it very much. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it at least.
Well, like I said, don't get me wrong. I find them very enjoyable to watch. It just. I don't know. It's just weird. It's really weird for me. It feels like this team has everything they need to be like Atlanta FaZe, but then they just kind of like choke a little too often. I guess would be the best way I can describe it. But that's not to say I don't enjoy them. I think they're a highly enjoyable team. I love watching them. And I knew this one was going to be good with how Surge is just, like, came out of fucking nowhere and is, like, smacking people around.
Kind of enjoyable to watch, actually.
I'm honestly...
Both of these teams.
The game that I'm looking forward to, I don't know if it's in the upcoming ones, but I am looking forward to seeing Surge go against FaZe and see how that plays out.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good matchup right there in itself.
Well, because I believe it's Simp. Simp is the only guy I think on FaZe right now that is negative on KD.
And they're still slaying the way they're slaying.
Exactly.
Like, imagine if this man, like, starts stacking his numbers, like... Speechless right now on that thought.
I mean, let's also add here too that he's only like 0.9, somewhere between 0.9 and 1.0. So, it's not like he's down at like 0.7 or something like that. But that is the matchup that I think will be fun to watch. I probably have to give it to FaZe just because they've got the seniority thing going.
I mean, here, let me give you some quick stats overall. You got 2 players of FaZe in overall KDs, like in the top spots. Number 1 being Salyameta, 1.31. Like, damn. And then you got a BZ following him at a 1.12.
I don't really care about Celium. I'm sorry. I think he's a low-down, dirty cheater. I don't care. I don't care what he did last year. The fact that he is using this aim assist bug to fucking pull some of the scummy shit, that's, in my opinion, is a black eye on the Atlanta FaZe.
But it's just not him, though. It's like every player is doing it. You're just singling him out. It's like...
Well, so far all I've seen is him and hold on. Let me see. I know Temp has tried to do it, but go figure.
He failed at that.
Yeah. So I know other people are trying it, but let's face it. A team like Atlanta FaZe with the pedigree they've got, they shouldn't be fucking dipping down into that, we gotta try doing scummy shit to fucking win category. So that's just my opinion. I mean, I'm not going to go back into this. We've already kind of touched base on it, but I just it really hurts watching how badass they were last year, and now they're resorting to doing this year. That's kind of something like we'd expect from like Paris Legion, a team that needs all the help they can freaking get.
And they still do it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's yeah. Anyway, moving on. But coming back to Rocker Surge, it was devastating to see them lose in that round 11, game 5. So.
But at least they went down fucking swinging, boy.
Yeah, they did.
Holy shit!
Kudos to them, and they kept it. They kept it in the fight, which is phenomenal, and I love it. I'm here for it. But yeah. Anywho, on to the next one.
Go ahead.
Okay. Here we had LA Gorillas versus Toronto Ultra. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The game went, it was a 3-0. Quick, easy in and out. Bio had his predictions at Toronto winning 3-1 over LAG, while I had Toronto winning 3-0 against the LAG.
I was close.
I got it on the mark.
I was close to 3-1.
I got it on the mark.
Congratulations to you. I'm just saying I was close. I mean, look at that freaking hard point.
Yes. It went to time, which is something you don't see and kind of don't expect.
I think this is the second time in 2 weeks that it's gone to time.
Yes, I believe so. You're right. I think it's the second time. Which makes it interesting. It's especially in Boat Cage because that's Boat Cage because it's a scrappy map.
Yep.
So you're expecting to do certain things and stuff like that, but something else that I've noticed. I don't know if it was on this particular map or not, or game or not. A lot of teams leave the hard point open. Like no one is contesting or capturing time. They just leave it open.
You're talking P1, right?
I'm talking about everything. Like it doesn't matter if it's this map or another map or what, it don't matter. Like they are instead of staying on point and having an anchor on the point, everybody just goes out and starts like slaying everybody, and it's like, well, this isn't TDM, guys. You guys have to collect points. Like that's the objective of the game. Like play
Could
objective.
This be some form of protest due to the shitty map design?
I don't know, but a lot of players like on all the maps do that, and I don't know if it's that or not. But that I noticed that, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of sus. I mean, you had your shot. I mean, even in Control, like you can quadruple stack that, and time goes like that. Like that little circle fills up quick. But a lot of people just like throw 1 or 2 bodies on it and then call it a day, and it's like, no.
I've noticed that quite a bit on Gabatu, especially I think it's the A point where it's on the bottom boat. Yeah. Very rarely do I see them team stack that, and more often than not, it's like you said, 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, and it's like you're in my mind, I want to say you're trying to stack it, get through it as fast as possible, and then move on.
Could it also have something to do with the fact that I know in like MP and shit, you can get shot through pretty much anything on the frickin' map, and they don't want to go and like stack the points and whatnot like that due to fear of Oh, hey, let's just go and pepper the side of the boat. We might get a kill or two and put them on streaks or something like that?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's because, especially on Galvatsu, they tried to hold, they tried to spawn trap him, um, and it's it's not an ideal way to play because if if you have like eventually, yeah, you will capture it, but you're risking how many lives at that point if you keep throwing bodies to let's say quote unquote you spawn trap them right in behind tower on Gavatu. Um, they come out, they don't move from their spot, then they just camp. That's reinforcing camping, and then it's like, okay, well then I can sit back here. They keep coming at me. I'm just gonna shoot and call it a day. Like,
Well, I'm sorry. It might lead to not so fun game states, but if that's the case, if I'm up on kills and they're just camping in their spawn, I'd say fuck it. They gotta come out and they gotta cap shit. Otherwise, they don't do anything.
so it's and since control is being or the round 5 is being decided by the number of
Kills?
kills. Yeah, by the number of kills, whether if you end up on defense or not.
Isn't that how
Um,
it was last year before they changed it to ticks?
uh, yes, and from what I've heard, they want to change it to ticks because that's more of an incentive to okay, go for the point and not just sit
I
back.
was about I was about to say I kind of hope they do, because I remember last year at the start, Control was kind of a snooze fest to watch because it was all, hey, let's just kind of sit here, spawn trap, and camp and all that crap. And then when they changed it to ticks, I noticed a lot more teams getting a little bit more aggressive and going for those point captures. So hopefully the CDL goes and changes that rule. I don't. I hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Hopefully, all pro teams are getting together and they're talking about it. So maybe they might do it before Major One. Um, possibly after that. So just stay tuned with
I
that,
could
and we'll keep you posted week by
honestly,
week.
with as far into the season as we are, because we've got one more week before Major One.
It's this
Um,
week, and then that's it. Then it's they have a week off, and then they come back for the major.
so they got
I
games
think
this
so.
week. Next week it's off, and then
Yep.
it's Major One.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
I could see with them being this far into Major One at this point, just leaving Control alone, and then at the kickoff to Major Two qualifiers, um, instituting a rule change at that point.
Which would be like
Because
right after the major. Like that next week is straight to it.
I could just see it because I mean a lot of teams right now are dialed in the whole okay, we're gonna put we want you guys to go here, hold this position down, get kills, blah 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 blah. Now you go and switch to ticks, and a lot of these teams are gonna be like I'm pretty sure some of them could adapt pretty quickly. But then you have other ones like, say, NYSL that might not be able to adapt as quickly, and it's like, well, for in all fairness, let's just ride it out and see what happens. And then at the start of Major Two, let's go and institute a rule change. Is how I could see them trying to do this.
Mhm.
But anyway, we're kind of getting off into the weeds here. You got anything you want to touch base with on the Ultra LA Gorillas match?
No, just ultra being ultra and slaying dominance like always. So nothing too in particular about that.
I mean, I was on the edge of my seat for Bocage Hardpoint. I was like, holy shit, this is pretty good. And then when LAG did not get that win, I was like, oh, that's it, it's over. Um, so I was hoping LAG would get a win there, but you know, hey, I've got nothing really else to touch base with on that one.
Okay.
So if you're ready to move on, we can.
All right, we sure can.
All right. Next up, this one was
This one was a bit tough.
this one was a bit tough for me. So we have L.A. Thieves versus New York Subliners. Thieves won it 3-1. What were the predictions on this one, Vic?
Our predictions were for this one. You and I actually agreed upon this one. LA Thieves winning 3-1.
Sweet.
Just like they did.
I mean, I'll go through the game modes here and kind of touch base on that real quick. So LA won Bocage Hardpoint 250 to 206. Hold on. We should put a little stipulation in here that Royalty was not with the rest of the team. He was actually playing in, I believe it was Toronto Ultras, where their team house or wherever the hell they play at. So, I believe they touched base during the stream that he was dealing with like higher ping than the rest of the players were. So, I'm willing to give NYSL a little bit of slack on this loss, just because they swapped out this guy like a day or two before this qualifier, and then he wasn't even at the team house with the rest of the players. So I give him a little bit of a pass on this one, because as I go through here, I'll touch base on it at the end. But anyway, then we went S&D on Tuscan with NYSL taking the win on that 5-6. Gavutu Control 3-1 LA Thieves. And Gavutu Hardpoint 250 to 218. So, honestly, I'm kind of impressed by NYSL on this one. Yeah, they still got beat down, by anywhere from a 40 to 30 point margin on hard points, but given the fact that they just got a new player in there, he's not with them, he's playing on a higher ping connection, it could have been a lot worse. Let's just put it that way. And for them to be that close, maybe they're on the right track to turning the ship around and actually putting up some wins here. Glad to see that they got the S&D win. But beyond that, I got really no comment. I kind of, like me and Vic said, it kind of went the way we would think it was going to go. And, yeah, I mean, you got anything you want to touch base on this one, Vic?
Yeah, just, piggybacking on what you've mentioned in regards to Royalty playing out of the Toronto facility, I think it was. Him playing on a different server, that ping differential that's gonna eat you up. But that's nor here nor there. But something else. Yeah, they are working on getting him over to the Subliners facility. So they are working out his visa, making sure that everything is checked out, so he can come over to the States and play with the whole team in the same facility. So,
on a quick side note, I'm not gonna lie. The first game, I was really like, seriously, you guys got rid of Neptune for this dude? He's crapping the bed. I mean, he went fucking hella negative, if memory serves me right. But then I think it was in the S&D match or Gavutu Control, one of those two. One of the podcasters came out and was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, he's playing in the Toronto Ultra facility." So I was like, "Oh, that explains it." Okay, so I just wanted to kind of give my thought on that.
Okay. Um, I'm looking here. Yeah, he went. He almost went double negative on in that first hard point. Um, that's tough to see. Um,
Like, I'd be willing to, you know, give him somewhat of a pass. Uh, just because, I mean, what was it, like a day or two before they actually scheduled a play that they went and swapped him out?
2
But
days. Yeah.
from the way the people were talking about, the announcers and the podcasters, the way they were talking about this guy, was like, holy shit, this guy is like, he's some serious shit. And then I watch him go and just totally get annihilated on Bocage. I'm like, seriously, you think this guy's hot shit? The way he's playing right now, I'd get in there and freaking kick his ass. That's saying something. I'm not an
Um,
SMG player. I'm an AR guy. So, but anyway, continue, Vic. If you have anything you wanted to go and add into that.
Royalty has been in the league before. Um, I forget for what teams, but I do remember his name floating around. And the casters, yeah, they were hyping him up, and as they should be, because he one of those top players, like one that you can, if you like isolate only SMGs, only ARs, I think he's within the top 5 SMG players. Once all this said is done and he gets to the facility just with New York, gets together with the players, and he starts learning more of how to play the game better and stuff like that, then
Yeah,
he'll grow into something. You'll be like, that was a good pickup, or might, depending on how you feel. But yeah,
that
it's even with a day or two preparation before before this week's event. They the one S&D match that they won, and as close as they kept it in the hard points, it's actually an improvement. It might not look like it, but I would say it's an improvement.
I would agree with you on that. I mean, like we said, that for the challenges they were facing coming into this one, for them to, you know, lose, I think, on the most by just over a 40-point margin
44.
for the hard points, you know, that's pretty good considering, they're the mountain that they are, got in front of themselves with, new player, not a lot of practice time with said new player, high ping rate with new player. For them to keep it that close, maybe they've got something going, and we might actually get a win if they play this weekend. I don't remember if they do or not, but they might get a win. I think at this point in time they're locked into the losers bracket, but we'll what?
They do play this weekend.
Okay.
If my memory is correct, they do.
Well, we could touch base on that because I know I'm probably going to be depressed by when you tell me who they're playing against. So,
Okay.
we'll touch base on that when we go into our predictions thing. But
Okay.
here's hoping that this guy here's the shot in the arm that they need, and once they get him over to their facility and all that fun stuff, they actually start putting up numbers, start putting on a good show, and bounce back from this.
So yeah, time will
Here's hoping.
tell. Yep.
So I'm ready to go if you're ready to go.
Okay. Moving on to the next match. We have the London Royal Ravens and the Minnesota Rocker. On this one, yeah, you had London winning 3-2. I had Minnesota winning 2-3. Um, this is one of those times where you see
Do,
them
do, you,
struggling.
do you see
Um,
what I was talking about when we were talking about them going against Surge?
yeah,
How I was like, this is a team that, when they get going, but then they get
but
games like
see,
this.
yeah, but you're not thinking, or you're not looking at it from the perception of this isn't the London Royal Ravens that you know.
No,
You
I,
so it
this this what I'm talking about is this is one of those games where they stumbled pretty hard, but then they get games like they do against Surge, where they're in the thick of it, just kicking ass. So, you know, like I said, I think it's just that they're missing something. I don't know what it is, but it's just that they're missing something. But anyway, continue on.
um granted, as the scoreboard says, them losing both hard points and stuff. I think the biggest takeaway I can see from this particular match is how they won their control in a 3-1 fashion. Granted,
That
a
is pretty
lot
impressive.
of teams um, do struggle with control, and it's either a slay out or if somebody just slips up in the minus of ways. And then just the other team just capitalizes on it. And this is the map in control where Minnesota stacked it, and this is why they were able to win um, the way they did. Because I think I forget, was it this game or it was another game? Um, it was like in the first round of control, like they got they just oh, was it? It might have been a Sunday game. I'm thinking of. I think I'm thinking of a Sunday game, but regardless, that is the control in itself is one of the biggest takeaways I would take from this match for the Rocker. Knowing how well they are in the search, even though the scoreline does not reflect it, and obviously we know that they are capable of slaying in the hard points when they can, or when they got their focus on. They're not losing full. Um, so yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway I would say is that control. Is that they won it 3-1, and yeah, that's it.
I mean, this one here was the one that I was shocked the most about. I was not expecting them to get blown out like they did on Berlin Hardpoint. I mean, thank God they didn't get 100-point clubbed, but still, um, it's. I was shocked with just how awesome that Seattle Surge Rocker game was. To go to this, I was like, holy God, I was expecting them to put up a little bit more of a fight. But I do agree with you. Tuscan Control, I was very impressed with them winning that 3-1. Um, it was fantastic. I did love watching that. Just watching, Rocker just go in there and, smack him around. But
Oh,
the S&D Berlin 6-2. I mean, come on, that's not a good look. The
yeah, but
Berlin
it's
Hardpoint 250 to 138. At least they kind of brought it back in Tuscan Hardpoint with
Berlin.
250 to 223 loss.
Berlin is another mixy map, I would say. It's definitely no bocage, but
It's definitely AR heavy. I can tell.
it
I can
is
say
it,
that.
yeah, and I don't think Rocker have like granted all players are great, but like a flex that plays with the AR very well, and that's very hard to find.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, like I said, it kind of boils down to kind of crappy map design.
yeah.
Um, because Berlin is one of the maps that me and Vic do agree on. That's really bad. Um, It's very hard. You got a lot of like indoor areas, such as like the middle there, um, that are close confined areas. You got the what is it, P3 up in the fire room. You know what I'm talking about, Vic?
Yeah.
C spawn.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking
You got there, that's kind of like an enclosed area where SMGs are going to be pretty dominant, but then you got a lot of like wide open spaces, like street side, down by where the B bomb plant is. Um, it's just a very hard map to get a read on. So, I can any team that loses on Berlin, I can understand how that can happen if you don't have that flex player that is good on both fronts. I mean, he might be able to put up some numbers if with AR, but if he typically runs SMG or something, that might be a little harder. So, um, I got really nothing else to add to this. I mean, I'm a little disappointed with Rocker and the way they turned out with this one, but again, it's kind of a hard one with um, Berlin being the first two maps and being kind of a shitty map overall. But
That's here
you
nor
know,
there.
I do agree though. That control was very good. So congratulations to Ravens for.
Same perfect. Hello? I think we lost him there. Not 100% sure. It looks like we did. Yeah, we got some. Anyway, so yeah, kudos to them on them achieving what they have achieved. Um, but yeah, it's great stuff. Great stuff. We'll wait for him to come back to finish his thoughts, and then we'll move on to the next one. But anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by this channel, checking us out, hearing what we have to say and ramble on about. um, so maybe after today's little podcast, I'll stream some of our core matches that we're planning on doing after. Um, Ideally, I would like to play hardpoint, search, and control, just so I can get in the rhythm when league play comes out, because I don't want to be taken by surprise. And we typically play core, since it's both a mixture of hardcore and core. Um, you get that fast time to kill, and um, you also get team kills. But that's the hardcore aspect of it, because in hardcore you can kill teammates, as you guys will notice if you guys have watched any of my other videos. Shout out to my boy Slick. I owe you. um, so yeah, that's that.
Hello.
Yeah, sir. Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. My internet went out, so give me 1 sec here to get booted back up into.
I was gonna let you go ahead and finish your final thought on that, and then move on, because I got the next one. While you settle in.
Final thought on what?
On the Ravens and Rocker, because you were saying something and then you just cut off, and I was like, oh.
No, I was actually gonna go pass the baton to you and be like, okay, if you want to move on, we can. So.
Oh, because it sounded like you were gonna say something and then it just cut off, and I was like, well, I think he was gonna say perfect. But anyway, all right, on to the next match. Paris Legion versus Optic.
Barry, give me 1 second here. I gotta restart the whole game.
1,000. 2 1,000.
Funny.
I'm just saying. You said 1 second, so hey.
All right, well, you go ahead and start us up. I'll chime in once I get this all fired up.
Word. Okay. So our next match is Optic versus Paris Legion. Optic 3-0 dominance in this one. Our stat predictions were Bio had Dallas winning 3-1 over Paris. While I gave Dallas a 3-0 victory. So look at that. This was Optic's game for redemption. This was this our first map on Saturday or? Okay, this is our second match on Saturday. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Our second match on Saturday. With this one, Optic needed to, I guess, build confidence is what we want to say. As we've known, there's like a little bit of turbulence in that camp.
Vic, this is their only game that the whole weekend.
Who's?
Optics.
Yeah.
I thought you said second game of the week. I was like,
Oh no, second match of the day. I'm sorry if I said week. I'm sorry, my mistake.
I must have misunderstood you. Okay.
Anyway. But yeah, this is granted it is Paris. It's not like a mid-tier team, but again, no offense, Paris Legion fans, but you gained somewhat confidence with Optic on this one. Although that hard point did go to time, which is interesting, oddly enough.
Considering the score deficit, yeah.
Yeah, like, and this is when I really noticed teams weren't capping points. Like this could have well ended beforehand, but like, it's teams just don't want to play objective. Some teams just don't. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. One of the things that, and that was with Hardpoint, with Search on Berlin, Optic. I don't know what it is about Optic, but ever since like back in the day, Search and Destroy has always been a problem for them. Like they have squads. They've made a dynasty of Slayers. But when it comes to S&D, it's missing something, and that's something out of the norm. So as we said last week, leadership, something might be going on there. I'm not 100% sure. Who calls the shots? Just having trust in their own call-outs and stuff like that. It's something is definitely off with them. But yeah, it was tough. The search and destroys are tough for Optic. In Control, they won 3-1. I think they were the second team that stacked this week, or they began to stack. And see what happens when you stack, you win 3-1. I'm just saying. Coincidence? I don't know. That's all I got on that. Not really. I'm happy that they won. Congrats to them. Hopefully they get that confidence booster that they need. Keep moving forward, doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised by how this one went. I'm shocked that it went to time, but on that Bocage hard point. But all in all, I mean, I'm sorry if you're fans of Paris Legion. Don't I'm we're not sitting here trying to knock you. We're knocking the team because I'm sorry. They got to do something. I mean, this is getting to be ridiculous. It's almost to the point where we could sit here and be like, oh, well, we don't need to touch bait. What's the predictions, Vic? Okay, that's it. Let's move on because there's just I don't know something missing here. I'm glad to see Optic finally get a win. I think this is their first one of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm finally glad to see them finally get that dub. Hopefully they can take this momentum and carry it over. We'll also have to kind of wait and see. But this one here went exactly like I thought it was going to. I was not surprised, with the exception of that Bocage going to time. So, my thinking is you take two. I think my thing is I'm thinking Optic might be. Does the term "too many hens in the hen house" mean anything to you, Vic?
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking that might be what is going on here, where they took two powerhouse teams, Optic and Dallas Empire, and merged them together, and now you got, obviously Crim 6 is not there anymore, but you got the big heads of the remaining players from Dallas Empire, and you got the big heads from the remaining players of Optic, and it's like maybe there's like some meshing issue there. I mean, I don't know. I don't got any insider information. It's kind of just my guess, at my best guess. Because even though, yes, they did play on Berlin, Bocage and Tuscan, I think, are some of the better maps that we've got. And, for them to, go to time on Bocage, that's, I don't know. I just think there's a communication issue between players in the team, and hopefully, this one here's the shot in the arm that they need to be like, whoever's the shot caller going into this is, they're like, hey, this guy got us our first win. Let's listen to him and, see if they can build off of it. So, I'm ready to move on when you are. Like I said, this wasn't really remarkable for me. I got really nothing else to add to it.
Give me 1 second. I will, we'll talk, yeah, so let's just move on. Moving on to the next one. But
All right.
yeah, no final thoughts on this
Do you
one.
want to touch base? Do you want to touch base on that real quick before we move on? What were you gonna say?
We'll talk about it off stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Am I in trouble, Vic?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Big time.
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
I'm fired. I'm fired,
yep,
aren't I?
Yep.
You know what? Take this podcast of yours and shove it. I quit. You ain't firing me.
Well, because you quit.
Anyway. We got... let's go on to this next one here.
Yep.
We got Boston Breach versus Atlanta FaZe. FaZe pulling out the dub 3-1. I think we both won on this one, didn't we?
Yep, we both nailed it. We said Atlanta would win 3-1. My boys.
Let's go and start going down the list here.
Okay.
Gavatu Hardpoint. That was an ass kicking. Boston almost got 100-point clubbed. For those that don't know, 100-point clubbed is when a team wins in such a dominating fashion to keep the opposing team to less than 100 points total on Hardpoint. Boston barely got that going 102 to 250. That was just a ass kicking. Then we come back to Berlin S&D. Boston won that one 6-2. That one I'm not too surprised on, just because, you got Arcides, you got Celium, even though I've got my gripes with him. But you got some, fantastic AR players there. And then you've got Simp and Abizi. Two well-known SMG players, not too well-known in the sniping and or AR department. If this is just speaking from my personal experience. Vic, he's got like a love affair with these guys, so he like has their entire, history memorized. But I'm not too surprised.
Gun setup.
I'm not too surprised with how Berlin S&D went. I thought that'd be kind of a tall order with, especially with two players that are better at rocking SMGs than anything. And that's Berlin, even though, yes, there are some close quarter shit, it's for the most part a wide open map, especially in S&D. Moving on, we've got Gavatu Control, phase going 3-2 on that one. Little bit surprised that one went to 3-2, just for the sheer fact of how dominant they were on that hard point on this map. But again, it falls a lot on the line of, okay, well, let's just sit here, collect kills, and,
glorified
not really
TDM.
cap points or, yep. So, I know that the two game modes are vastly different, but still, you would think if you're that dominant on Gavatu, you'd be able to pull out, an easy 3-0 or, 3-1 or something, and not take it all the way to 3-2. So, we got, last but not least, we got Bocage, Hardpoint. FaZe winning that 250 to 188. At least Boston kind of brought that up a little bit. Still got,
They got
slapped
beat.
around a bit, but, at least it wasn't, at least it wasn't like the first game.
148 point deficit.
Yeah, so, this kind of went the way that it was going. I mean, Boston's been having some success for the most part, and, they can only go and learn from this one. I mean, you cannot go and get manhandled by FaZe like this and expect to be a, top 5 team. You should be able to put up at least a bit of a fight against FaZe like this, not roll over and just let FaZe be like, I'm going to butter your bread. So, nothing really sticks out for me on this one. I enjoyed watching FaZe show how it's done, but yeah, I got really nothing on this one. Vic, you got anything?
Just I guess the game mode, the maps. Anyway, not really. Yeah, I get again. FaZe are still, winning, dominating in such fashion, even with just Simp, who is supposed to be their flagship
Who's the
franchise
who's the
player.
flex?
Celium.
Celium's the flex? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I thought it was Simp or BZ that was the flex.
No, they're both SMG players. Like, solid SMG players. That's why
that I can
follow them a lot, because I am an SMG player. I tend to try to run an AR every now and then, depending on the map. But
me personally, a quick side note, I think they might want to rechange who's who is the flex player. especially when it comes to maps like Berlin, because I think FaZe is kind of at a deficit on Berlin running two SMGs like that, especially on S&D.
Mm-hmm. Well,
You
they
know, if you
also
want to go and have, if you want to go and have Celium be the what's the word I'm thinking of here? God damn it, I just said it too.
the flex.
Flex player. Yep. If you want to have Celium be the flex player on Berlin Hardpoint, go right ahead. But when it comes to S&D, you need either that good sniper or you need a third AR, in my opinion.
And Simp is a great sniper. Granted, I don't think he's used the sniper in this game yet.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't remember either. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, that's also something to look at as well, because especially in S&D, Simp runs the sniper while Abizi stays on the SMGs and just goes ham when he needs to go ham. So, and with Abizi's high percentage rate of first bloods and not getting traded, well, that was last year's at least. I don't know about this year's. I haven't really kept up with it, and I should. I'll make notes of this later. So, but yeah, just FaZe doing FaZe things, I guess, is how I would describe this. Except that Search and Destroy. Kind of baffled, but yeah, anyway. Any other things you want to mention, Bao?
I got nothing.
Okay. Moving on to the next match. Florida Mutineers versus the LA Thieves. You had the LA Thieves winning 3-1, while I had the LA Thieves winning 3-2. Not much on this one. The control. I would just say the control needs a little bit to be refined a little more.
I'm kind of in the boat with you. I've really got nothing for this. I mean, it was enjoyable to watch, but nothing really stood out for me on this one. I do agree with the control, though.
Yeah. S&D is a hit or miss. Because Octane was sniping on this one. Yeah, it's tough. You know, it's what it all comes down to in the S&D is getting the first bloods, being that man up on this game mode is important. It's key because that opens up the map so much to the defending players or the attacking players, depending on who gets it first.
Hold on. I do have to add something. I can't pick any one particular play, but the Bocage S&D, that was a fun one to watch.
Okay.
So I would recommend going and looking for a VOD. You want to watch the whole thing? Go ahead, be my guest. It is enjoyable. But that Bocage S&D was definitely like, wow, that was a very enjoyable game to watch.
Oh, wait a minute. Control Envoy. Was it round 2 going to round no. It was round 4? Go to round 5, I think it was, where he just went off on a killing spree. Like he hit that late flank and like just went ham. That was the one play I do remember from Envoy during this match. Is that particular one on Tuscan control? I don't know if you remember that bout or not.
I don't remember that one.
Mm. I might have my rounds wrong. Like it could be like 2-3 or 3-4 whatever. But he popped off. He went like on a 10 kill spree. He got streaks and stuff. So
I think I remember that now that you're telling me. But see, Control is one of those where until they change that, go from kills to tick based and stuff like that. Control is one of those where I kind of just like, okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, go and get something to drink if I have to, whatnot like that. Just because it's like, okay, who's defending first, who's attacking first? All right, that's all I need to know. So.
Yeah, that does it for that match, I guess. Not much left to say on that.
I'm ready to move on when you are.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Holy shit! This one catches me off guard. Now we're on to Sunday, the games that me and Vic didn't watch, and we've got LAG versus London. LAG pulling out the win, 3-1. Can say I'm shocked. It looks like, based off the stats here that I'm seeing, it looks like Ravens did put up a fight on WK2 Hardpoint, but they still lost 250 to 242. Then
game.
Another close one here, Berlin S&D 6-5, going to LAG. And then we've got WK2 Control 3-1 going to London. And then this one here, almost a 100-point. Was it 100 or no? What's the total here? I'm drawing a blank.
So which one are you on?
Berlin Hardpoint.
You are looking at a 141 difference. No, yeah, 141. Right? No.
No.
60, 90. Man, I'm sorry. We're bad at math. Hold on, give us a quick second. Math is hard. 91.
I got socks. 91. Okay, I got socks on, so I can't use my toes. So, but yeah, that one that's kind of a beatdown. Damn near almost 100-point difference there. I'm honestly surprised. I did not expect. I did not expect Ravens to lose to the Gorillas here. By the way, what do we have for predictions on this one?
Okay.
Pretty sure we both lost.
Predictions were for the both of us. London beating LAG 3-2.
Well, 3-1, but on the opposite side. So.
Yeah, we were off. We were completely off.
like I said, this one here almost makes me want to go back and look at the VOD and be like, what the hell happened? Because with as dominant as the Ravens have been, to see them just get manhandled by LAG that, quite frankly, hasn't really done anything this year so far in terms of oh my gosh, great plays, close games, that type of thing. Yeah, I'm just flabbergasted with it.
Yeah, I mean, and for LAG to come out and beat one of the top teams in the league, like that's a statement in itself. It's like, geez.
Hopefully, it's just kind of like a fluke thing, I
was gonna keep it positive and say hope it's a trend going up, for the LAG,
I'm talking about a fluke for the Ravens to lose this one, considering how well they've been going. Maybe they just had a bad day. Hopefully for LAG, I agree with Vic. Hey, use this as a stepping stone, kind of like what we want Optic to do. But see, carry this momentum forward.
But see, I look at this match and I'm like, this is a bigger win for LAG than the Optic Paris one. Just standings is what I'm looking at, and that's just my opinion.
No, what I'm talking about is the fact that both teams were on a losing record. They finally won one this weekend. You
But
know,
if you look at the two teams that each team played respectively, like who's the bigger win?
I definitely say this one,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
LAG was the bigger win. So
Yeah.
you know, either way, hopefully Optic and Gorillas use this to move forward. Um, Yeah, so I'm ready to move on. I've got really nothing to add here because I'm still like in shock that they got thrashed that bad.
When I came back and I looked at the score, I was like, wait, they did what? And I said that out loud. And granted, this was like at the Super Bowl, like I think it was like fourth quarter when I looked at the stats. I was like, they did what? And then like I stopped. um,
I didn't even pull out my phone and look at this stuff to be quite honest with you, because I just didn't want to be. I just didn't want to be rude with my wife sitting right next to me because I was afraid she might hurt me.
and as we all, well, you guys will come to find out, she will and she can hurt him. I'll let her know. Um,
While I love my wife, when you piss her off, she can become kind of scary. Just saying. And this is not me, talking shit about her. This is a well-known fact. Okay, she can kick my ass.
very, very, very much.
And no, I'm not saying my wife is abusive. Let's not go there. I know somebody's gonna be like, "Holy shit, this guy sounds like he's getting abused."
Oh come on,
No,
let's not take
that's
it
not
that
the
far.
case.
No, that's not that at all. Like these two people are like the sweetest people ever on the planet. Granted, Bio does have his little moments when he rages and stuff, but yeah, like his wife is like honeydew. She's very sweet. Like it that's all you can say. It's
Jesus
just
God, dude, what the hell you brown nosing for?
I'm just saying it, man. I'm not trying to get my ass kicked. No, I'm kidding. She'll come out to Virginia and be like, "Come
She
here."
ain't gonna come out.
God
She ain't gonna
damn.
come out to Virginia. She's gonna go and kick my ass, but twice.
She'd be like, once for you and once for him. God damn. Here lies Bio. But yeah, no, like sweet overall people. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that. So yeah.
Hold on. In case my wife does listen to this, I doubt she will. I love you, honey.
I was gonna say
There.
breaking news, but
Breaking news: Bio's dead.
Bio has moved on. Okay, so if we're all done with that one, again, congratulations to LEG. And I found out why they don't have a monkey for LEG.
What's that?
It's the hooded figure is a guerrilla warfighter. That's what that is.
Fair enough.
So
I still
that
think it'd be
answers-
better if it was a monkey, but
Yeah,
I
but see,
digress.
and then, because I know you mentioned King Kong, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not that versed in movies, but wasn't King Kong like a New York thing?
That was the Empire State Building.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that would be a more New York thing than, I guess, an LA. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, move on to the final and last match of the weekend.
Jesus, this one. Wow. I think we missed out on a lot of good shit on Sunday, Vic. Take her away.
Granted, it was only 2 games, but damn, did we miss shit. Like,
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, okay, another game that went to time on Hardpoint Bocage. Well, first let's go with the, obviously, Ultra 130. On this one, our predictions, you had them winning, Toronto winning 3-0 over Florida. Well, I had Toronto winning 3-1 over Florida. Had a little bit of hope for Florida, but
well,
they didn't show up.
scoring. Well, based by the scoring, they were fucking close.
They were mad close. Like, every game mode was down to the freaking wire.
Yep.
Like, look, a second in, or technically 2 seconds, and then they would have won in Hardpoint. an S&D round
Do
11.
they do draws?
Uh, they do, but I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Um, like it would have to go to actual time, and obviously with both teams having the same scoreboard, but I haven't seen that yet. Um, S&D, the round 11, like these games were mad, mad close, and then you got the Tuscan Control going to a round 5, 3-2, Ultra. Like it's like the Mutineers came out and fought. Like they did
Now,
fall short, but they fought.
well, yes, everything was close. The only one I'm not surprised with is the control. I think that me and you can agree on that. Um,
I would have said the
but the other
S&D.
two, I was thinking the control because it's mostly just glorified TDM at this point.
Mm.
But like the S&D and the hard point, those are the ones that I'm like shocked at how like close those were.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, it's we're gonna have to go back and watch these VODs sometime. Um, because we missed a bunch of good games on this. um, yeah, I got nothing else to add to that. Just
Uh, I got none. I mean, I feel bad for Florida because of how close that was.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I wish that this is one of those cases where I kind of wish I was wrong with how much of a fight they put up. But I'm not surprised that Toronto eked out the win, no matter how close.
Mhm.
So, but I'm ready to move on to predictions and stuff like that whenever you're ready.
Okay. Give me 1 second while I locate all this. Okay. Let me. I'm switching. Where I put our predictions down from my pen to or my notebook to my iPad. So give me 1 second. Where's my pen? Where's my iPad? Bro, I
Well,
had it.
while you're getting all that stuff set up, I
Mhm.
am going to why don't we go and take like a quick breather here? I gotta go and tuck in the kiddos quick, and then we can come back and do predictions. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, I will be right back.
Okay. I swear I had my iPad. It's not on the sides. Oh my god, it's in my notebook. We just found. um, so yeah. Remember, boys and girls, to stay hydrated and drink some water. Um, Good for you. I will mute myself as I drink my water. Alright, and I'm back. Um, so for this coming week, we have, this is going to be the final week, of match play, um, before the actual major, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Because then after this is it's going to be so this is the final one, final week. After this week, we're gonna have the major tournament, and all the seedings, is per points, so it's looking grim out there, but you know we're excited for it. Um, go back up. So yeah. Um, so yeah, we'll so once we end the stream and I'll pick the stream back up and I'll stream a little bit of core hardpoint search and control. um, and hopefully we get the then we'll try to explain a few of the game modes and stuff and how you play. And although granted some stuff is self-explanatory, but we've talked about it enough. I think you guys are well versed in each game mode by now. So although when it comes to league play, which I wish it did, like as soon as you log in, it would start you with a hard point, take you to a search, take you to a control, and then go back to hard point, kind of like they do in League, and then just keep rotating, the different game modes that way instead of just making it randomized. Because I think with the randomization is you tend to get a lot of maps or game modes that you're like, nah, I don't want to play this, I don't want to play that, and a lot of people do tend to back out and stuff like that. And with the whole scoring system that they have going on and some of the stuff that they've implemented in League, saying that if you'll be penalized if you back out way too much, repeated offenders will be penalized. Thank God I don't back out in MP. When it comes to League, I tend to stick it. Even if I'm losing, I stick it because I definitely do gain from it. You're only as strong as you allow yourself to be. I go back and I watch what I did wrong, what I can improve on, positionings and stuff like that. It's like I tend to look at that and I'm like, okay, I could have done this better, or I missed this cut and I could have done that, and like the game could swing like in the blink of an eye, especially like in this game with time to kill being. It seems fast, but it's like apparently it's like in the middle of the pack of all the Call of Duty games that have been out there. So yeah, it's a bit tough, but yeah, we'll give it a crack. Every here, check it out. So um, let's see here.
You there, Vic?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're not talking about anything?
Oh, I just stopped, like literally right before you said something.
Oh, okay. I'm ready to go when you are.
Okay, give me one. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do, but okay. Okay, so you want to take, okay, I guess you'll go first for our predictions for next week.
You want me to go first, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was just checking my notifications on my phone quick. All right, so first game up, we have Paris Legion. This is Friday, February 18th, at 12 p.m. Pacific. We have Paris Legion versus LA Thieves.
is this one that we really need to talk about?
LA's going to win it, but whether it's a knockout 3-0 or goes the distance to 3-2 is kind of where I'm
You're gonna debate.
Yeah, that's where my debate is. So let's just go and split the difference. I'm going to say 3-1 LA Thieves.
I'm going to say 3-0 LA Thieves.
Okay. You're probably right, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to see and wait. They'll probably take a control, and then LA Thieves will take the hard point.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
You know what? Thinking about it, now I'm gonna stick with my gut. Screw it.
All right.
Well, our next match is Atlanta FaZe versus the Minnesota Rocker. I don't think I need to say much, but 3-0 for Atlanta FaZe.
See, this is where it's hard for me because even though Rocker lost both of their matches last week, let's see, they went the distance 3-2 against Surge, which in my opinion, Surge is if you're not playing FaZe, you're gonna play the team that's almost just like FaZe, okay? And that would be what Surge is. And for them to go distance with Surge, but then turn around and get like curb stomped by the Ravens, this is where I'm having a hard time. And I think it's going to come down to honestly map choices on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can go with some of the longer range maps, because I think Rocker, if I remember right, Rocker was having a bit of an issue with those longer range maps. Maybe they might eke out, a close, like 3-2 type situation, if not win it. But I'm going to go with FaZe on this one, and I'm going to go 3-1.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, crap. So much for that momentum.
Yeah. Look who they have to face off.
So, next one on Friday, February 18th, we've got Optic Texas versus Toronto Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Well, hold on. Look how Ultra got damn near beat multiple times on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Winning by 1 point, maybe Optic has a chance. But I do not feel comfortable to lay money on that. So I'm going to go with Toronto Ultra. But I will say Optic will give them a fight for their money, 3-2.
See, this is a tough one. It's a toughie.
Like I want to go with Optic just because I want that momentum carry, but Optic's kind of struggled. That was the deciding factors. Optic struggled all season so far up until they got their first win last week. Hell, they got knocked out of the frickin' Kickoff Classic.
But we're not counting that.
Well, I know, but if you go and look back to that, I mean, they've struggled. So that was the deciding factor for me.
Because, I'm trying to think, and I'm trying to, analyze, game modes, maps, and, really quick, and see who it favors more, and in what fashion they're going to win in. I'm sorry. But I'm going to have to go 3-1 Toronto.
Well, we got them both going down for Toronto for the win, so, hey. At
Yeah,
least At least if this comes back to bite us in the ass and Optic wins, at least we both go down together. Fox Clan for life.
Like we always do. Fox Clan forever.
I mean,
um,
it's gonna be it's either gonna be really good or it's gonna be really short.
yeah.
So, I'm ready.
All right. Go.
You're the next one.
Oh, I'm the next one. Okay, my bad. Seattle Surge versus the Florida Mutineers. Gonna be real quick about this, and that's gonna be a 3-0 Seattle. Or 3-1 Seattle, sorry.
I'm gonna be real quick too. 3-1 Seattle.
Okay, same. Okay. Moving on to the next. Just like that.
Well, I mean, it is Florida we're talking about. They're a very hit or miss team so far this year. Seem to be missing more than they're hitting, if memory serves me right. But hey. So, you forgot to add that Florida-Seattle game is the first game for Saturday, February 19th.
My apologies. Thank you for that.
Game 2 for Saturday is Boston Breach versus NYSL. God. I want to go with my NY.
Can I say something? Can I say something real quick? And this is gonna sting you more than it's gonna sting me.
Go ahead.
I believe, and I will look this up and we'll talk about this later. If New York loses this match, they are out of the major.
No shit.
I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think only the top 8 teams go to the majors. The first major? Or, I could be wrong. Like, they could all go and something happens. I don't know. I'll look more into that as we get closer. But, yeah. I think that's the deal.
I'm sorry, but with the way New York's been playing this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make it to the major. As much as, really the only reason I root for NYSL here is because of Clay. I love watching the guy play. I think it's fun. But anyway, I want NYSL so bad I can taste it. So, any word on if Royalty is going to actually be in the clubhouse this week, or is he still having visa issues?
It all comes down to his visa. They don't know as of yet. They are working on it though, so.
Because this one here, it's a hard one for me. If Royalty's there, I could see this being a good show. If he's playing in the Ultra camp again, that's where I could see this being a bad one for him. I'm going to have to go with Boston on this one. As much as it pains me to not put faith in Clay on this, I think NYSL just has way too much shit that they got to overcome than Boston does at this point. I'm going to go 3-1 Boston.
I'll also agree with 3-1. With that, it's looking tough right now for them.
I'm pretty sure by this point in time, if Royalty was going to be in the Subliners facility, we would have heard something by now, wouldn't we?
Yes, we would have.
Yeah, so, I mean, unless by some fucking stroke of luck, he shows up fucking Saturday morning, then I could see maybe maybe NYSL having a chance. But yeah, God, it pains me. It pains me to say that.
I
I'm
know it
ready to move
does.
on. I don't want to look at this one anymore. I'm ready to go.
Okay. I said my predictions as well. Okay, cool. The next match is the third match of Saturday, and that is the LA Gorillas versus the Minnesota Rocker. I'll give this to the Minnesota Rocker 3-1.
Hmm. I agree. I think I'll go 3-1 with it as well. I mean, hopefully LAG carries that momentum from the win they got into this one. I mean, LAG did take down the Ravens, so there's something. Um, but I need to see a little bit more consistency out of them before I go and back them in a game like this. So, and granted,
Um,
Rocker did lose both their games this weekend, so um,
can I interrupt you real quick?
sure.
Okay. Breaking news. um, as of 35 minutes ago or so, League Play was released.
What?
Yeah. So it's supposed to be live now. Um,
I am on Vanguard. I am seeing nothing.
Give it a moment. I think it's rolling out to people.
Okay,
Um, so yeah, we'll talk
but
about it when we get
let's
there. But let's continue
yeah
on.
we can maybe touch base on that next week if we can get some games in on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sorry.
Do we got both predictions down for?
The Minnesota LG. Yep, we sure did.
Okay. But as I was saying, I need to see a little bit more consistency out of LAG. They've got the talent, but so far they just haven't been able to get it to work right. So, all right, last game for Saturday. Oof, this is gonna be a hard pick. We've got Toronto Ultra versus LA Thieves. Cool. LA's been impressing me,
Mm-hmm.
really impressing me, compared to last year. So, but Toronto has had that staying power as a top dog team. Let me see something. Okay. Um, I'm going to go for the underdog on this one because I couldn't do it with my subliners. I'm going to go with LA Thieves, 3-2.
Okay. 3-2 LET. Nice, nice. This is gonna hurt me to say this. I think I'm gonna go with Toronto 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Damn, that pain. That's so hard to say too. Jesus Christ.
Well, I
Ah,
mean, the thing that the reason I went with what I went with, not because I am a fan of the Thieves, is Ultra damn near got like smoked by Florida, and that I got to go with the underdog in this one. I'm sensing maybe some blood in the water here that Toronto isn't as well as a well running machine as we are led to believe.
mhm.
So
Okay.
anyway, you're up next.
London Royal Ravens versus the Seattle Surge. That's the first game on Sunday. Uh,
Oh, Jesus.
This is gonna be a close one.
Yeah.
I give it to London 3-2.
Fuck, I don't know. This is top 2 and top 3 teams. You know what? I'm going to go London too. But I think this one's going to go the distance. I think it's going to go 3-2.
3-2 for
Yeah.
London?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, this one here, I think is going to be. This one is going to be like the game to watch, in my opinion. Out of this entire weekend, is going to be London Royal Ravens and Seattle Surge, based off of their showings thus far. Yes, London did lose to the Gorillas, so there is that black mark, but I'm going to chalk that up to, a fluke. Maybe one of them had like a cold or something. I don't know. But I think this one's going to be a beat down fest. Can't pick it one way or the other.
Okay. All right. The next one. Boston Breach versus Optic. If it's my pick, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I will pick Texas 3-1. That is my pick. And it's interesting that you pick Seattle versus London to be the marquee match. I understand why, because it's going to be such a very close contested game. I'm not sure how they determine which matches are the marquee matches to look out for. I still gotta get familiar with that.
For all we know, they throw frickin' darts at a dartboard at Mountain Dew's corporate headquarters.
Oh no, this isn't Activision. I mean, sorry, Sledgehammer. I mean, sorry. Next game. Let's go. Your predictions, Bio. What are your predictions?
Boston is technically the better team right now. This is what? Optic's second game of the weekend. You know what? I'm going to go Optic on this one.
Okay.
Granted, they do play a tough foe in Ultra, but Boston is a little bit more on their level. So I'm going to say 3-2 Optic.
3-2 Optic going the distance. Game 5. Nice.
I mean, they're close teams in standings and all that stuff. We'll cover the standings here after we're done with our predictions, but they're close. I think it go the distance. I'm talking like round 11 a distance.
Oh wow, round 11. I was gonna. Okay, all right. I'll write that little caveat here for you. You said around 11.
I mean, yes. Honestly, the turning point here is going to be that control. Because I think Optics got Boston on the respawn of Hardpoint.
It just depends on what map.
And then it comes down to S&D. Optic has been sucking it up lately. And I think that one there is, when it comes to the S&D, I think that's map dependent. It's going to be the control. The control is going to tell us how this is going to end. And I got to give it to Optic on the control. I think they're a little bit more consistent with control. But all in all, it's going to be a close one.
Okay.
God. Why the fuck do I get... You counted this shit out, didn't you? That's why you'll go, I'm taking first. Because you're making me make the hard choices here.
No.
Well, this one's not so much of a hard choice. You're just enjoying watching me squirm.
Regardless, I still have to make my prediction as well. So it was, and I didn't count. I was just doing something before.
Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to talk.
Okay.
Here's the predictions. Me and Vic, 3-0, Atlanta FaZe. I'm not even going to let Vic fucking speak, okay? It's 3-0. Unless NYSL pulls their heads out of their ass and wins against Boston to maybe give them, like, hey, we can actually do this. But even then, that's a tall ask. It's going to be 3-0.
Okay.
You got anything, Vic? You want to be like, oh, nope, I'm going to say 3-1?
Hell no. Ironically, as you were saying, your piece about me and saying my piece, I wrote 3-0. So, enough said.
Boy, do I know you or what?
I mean, it's Atlanta FaZe. It's my favorite team. They're like my number one team. I mean, there's no rocket science to that. It's just that's what I'm gonna say, and that's what I'm gonna stick with. So.
All right.
Just for everyone else, just in case if they missed it earlier, this is the final week of matches before the major tournament. So after this last Sunday game, they're gonna take a week break, come back the following week, and play the major tournament. And then we'll give our thoughts on that one next week as well.
All right, let's go and touch on the standings real quick. So I'll just start at the top, work my way down to who I'm pretty sure is on the fucking bottom.
I can tell you who's on the bottom.
Shut up! I don't want to hear it. We'll get there when we get there, okay? I want to try to have a good night.
Paris?
All right. Okay.
I said, what are you... Bro, calm down.
No, I was like, okay.
See, this is the rage I'm talking about. He doesn't let me finish. He just...
I know, I said okay. I said okay. Stop putting words in my mouth. All right, here we go.
Everybody heard you.
Zip it.
See?
Zip.
Mm-hmm.
Zip it.
Uh-huh. I'm not saying anything.
Right, so we got... See, now this is where I wish I could figure out how the hell they... differentiate or separate the teams here. We have Atlanta FaZe at position in first place with 30 total points. But what's the deciding factor? Because Seattle Surge, who's in second, has identical metrics here. So what separates? Is it technically a tie for second here?
No. So it would come down to map count, and if and then that's when they start breaking it down into if it's they'll look at the S&Ds and then they'll see this team played X amount of S&Ds or this team stuff like that. Then they start breaking it down to the nitty gritty of it.
Okay, all right.
So.
Then in third place, we have London with 30 points. Fourth, we've got Toronto Ultra with 20 points. And then, do you have this up on your screen, Vic?
Yes, I do. I'm highlighting each team.
Okay. We got Boston Breach in fifth with 20. LA Thieves in 6th with 20. And LAG, wow, they're a little higher up than I thought they would be, with 20. And now we've got in 8th place, we've got Optic Texas with 10. Minnesota Rocker with 10 in 9th. In 10th, we've got Florida Mutineers with 10 points. Oh, God. We've got NYSL in 11th with 0 points. Good Lord. And then we've got Paris Legion in 12th with 0 points. I could safely say, with how good NYSL was last year, I did not see them being an 11th place team. Man, this hurts.
You also have to look at the game mechanics as well. Like, obviously it changes from game to game, and it's not the same. And
but
so
I wasn't necessarily expecting NYSL to be a top 3 team here, but to see them this low in qualifiers on Major 1.
I would have said top 5 for them, to be honest.
Yeah, I was thinking top 5, top 6, somewhere in there. But to see them this low, it hurts. Being an NYSL fan, granted I'm only there for Clayster, but, still, seeing them struggle this hard, it's tough. It's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Let's see here. Just checking something quick.
Yes,
Oh, I suppose we could touch on this real quick. So, for anybody that's listening, all of our 12 people, if any of y'all are thinking about going to the major, tickets are now on sale if you wanted to go and do that. It is in Texas, March 3rd through the 6th.
This is the Texas event. This is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I forgot to mention, they also have
it's all... Here you go, Vic. All 12 teams battle through the bracket.
Okay, cool. Alright, I think it's after this one. Or is it for, the championship that they...
I think it might be champions.
Okay. That it only goes to 8.
And YSL doesn't start doing some shit, they're not going to be in it.
Well, they still got 4 more majors, so that's a lot of games in between here and then. So,
hopefully Clay and Krim can stop swinging their dicks around and start, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think that's part of the problem is you've got 2 alphas in Clay and Krim that are, sitting there thinking how the team should be run, and the newer players are being kind of torn between the two. So, hopefully somebody can be like, hey, you know what? You take the lead, and, if things start getting better, great. If not, then shut the hell up. I'm going to take the lead, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that because we'll be sitting here for another hour. So.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so that'll do it for our commentary today. Thanks everyone for joining us and for watching the rebroadcast of this. Stay tuned as we will come back next week at your same time, same channel.
Yep, Wednesday or Thursday. Probably Wednesday, I think, is what's going to work best for me.
Okay. Yeah, this week was just a little tough for me, but anyway.
Yeah, I think this week I've had some personal issues going on, and I literally got a hold of Vic 2 hours before we did this and was like, hey, are we doing it this week? So hopefully Wednesday we can go and do it, and we'll see you guys then.
For sure. Thank you for joining, guys. Y'all have a great night. See you next time.